Alright guys, this is Karen here and I'm back again with another video, and tonight we are going to look at the LG V30 Plus. Now I had this phone in my possession for around 3 years now because I would consider myself to be somewhat of a LG fanboy because of the features they would normally give you on a phone. So unlike Samsung, unlike iPhone and all these other companies that usually likes to take away features from you, LG usually likes to give you features and add on more and more and more and more and more. I mean, at the time when this phone came out in 2017, it was very impressive and it was one of the last time that LG was competitive in the smartphone market. I mean, look at the two bad boys in the back here, a regular camera and a wide angle camera. Most phones at that time was still sticking to one camera, but LG wanted to change the game and so they did. Even up to this day, all phones that coming out have more than one camera in 2020 and 2021, and it's because of LG braveness. So I have to give them a little clap for that one. Right, so regular camera, wide angle camera, it was one of the best at that time. However, the phone was underrated as usual with LG phones because LG usually do not advertise as well as the Samsungs or the iPhones or the OnePluses of the world. LG usually don't advertise the smartphones, and I believe that is one of the biggest downfalls. But however, this was one of my favorite phones at all time. The main reason why I like this phone so much is because of the headphone jack. Yes, it had a headphone jack at the time where companies was starting to take away the headphone jack, and LG decided to keep it, and not just keep it but make sure to give it the best headphone jack around. At that time, it's still one of the best. I would say today it could play 32-bit audio, and it had a digital to analog converter. Right, I don't want to go into all that. I'm not an audiophile. Right, in terms of performance, I know last week I had the Google Pixel 3 XL and that was a pretty loud phone. This is not as loud as the Google Pixel 3 XL, but it's only one speaker and I still find it kind of loud. Phew. Come on, come on, come on. Boom bang. Serious, bike. Let's go. Right, so if you're looking not at my driving skills but at the performance of the phone, you realize that it could run this game very, very well. And this is usually one of the most demanding games it have on the Play Store. Well, right, so enough of my horrible driving skills. Right, let me jump into the camera and show you what it's capable of. Okay guys, so these are some of the pictures that this phone is capable of. Right, so see me here now, take my haircut, looking fresh as usual. Although I'm not fresh right now, I need to get a little fresh now. Alright, looking pretty good. This phone, let me tell you, you could hand somebody this phone and basically they won't have no complaints at all. Especially if they're coming from an older phone, they're not going to have any complaints about this phone. The performance is still good for a phone that came out in 2017. I mean, I basically don't believe in upgrading a phone every single year. I don't think that they need to do it. Some people just do it because they can and because they could afford it, but honestly you could keep a phone for about 3 to 4 years, and even if you're still looking for like a cheap phone right now, instead of buying like a mid-range phone or a low-end phone that may come out from Samsung, like to say like a A30 or a A20, I think you should see if you get this phone instead, right? So at the time, this phone came out with a 1440p display, which is still a higher display than the S21 and the S21 Plus. So go figure. Yeah. The phone basically was a OLED display. Well, LG calls it P-OLED, but it's basically the same technology where all the pixels could turn off and so on. Right, it had a 3300 milliamp hour battery in it. Right, the battery, at first it was really good. The battery life in this was real good when they now come out. But now after charging the phone every minute and putting the phones in places that is conducive to a lot of heat, it did damage the battery a lot, I would say. Now I would be lucky if I get 3 hours screen on time, but it varies. Everybody uses the phone differently, and if it is you have to buy this phone for around $100 US, I would double check and make sure that the battery cycles isn't used up as much, or just replace the battery. Right, battery is like around $10 US. Right. Other than that, the overall phone design held up okay. If you look properly, you'll see some spots and thing here. Right. This is basically from just being in a case for 3 years straight. Right. Other than that, the phone is in alright condition except for this one little scratch right here on the screen, but other than that, the phone is pretty good. It has a slight curve at the edge here, which just makes it more comfortable to hold in your hand. And yeah, I think this phone is a winner still in 2017. Especially if it's a person who likes to listen music and just watch media. The phone is 6 inches, so the size is pretty okay. I mean, I could do with a little bigger display honestly by now, but for most people they would be satisfied. It's around the size of Samsung Galaxy S20 regular, around that same size if you want to look at a phone for reference. But the features and everything that they gave you with this phone at that time was really good. If you look back now and you think about if you could have get this phone for like about 500 US, this phone would have definitely be one of the best. LG, I think you should have started to advertise your phones and them a little more. And if you ever happen to see this video, or you could still hit me up, I will still review all your products, even if it's late. Okay guys, so I just want to say thanks for the overwhelming support in my last video. I hope that you will continue to like and subscribe as I give all the content that I believe that would be entertaining to you guys. If you want to find out more and more about smartphones, just hit me up in the comments below. Tell me what phone you're interested in seeing me review or talk about. I usually go for older phones because I believe that these phones is people forget about, and it's still pretty good phones, like 2 and 3 years old and so forth. And probably every now and then I will do some flagship phones. Right, so let me know what all you want to see in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. 80% of the persons watching this video now isn't subscribed, so subscribe to the channel. Hopefully I can get to that 1000 marker soon. And yeah, peace out from Canada.